you can see down here in London for free. Alright everyone, how are you all doing? Welcome along back to a brand new video, and today we got an interesting one. We're here at Richmond Park in London with the little child Jacob. There's loads of parakeets about, and today I'm going to be telling you about 5 things you can see that are super rare in London. Flipping parakeets everywhere, mate. They're everywhere. They don't shut up either. The purpose of today's video is obviously to tell you about these rare animals that you can see right here in London, but also we're here for the deer. Some big red deer, fallow deer are in this area, and obviously we'll try and film some parakeets as well, and maybe some other things, because there are little owls here as well as tawny owls. All of those should be really interesting to see. Firstly, we're going to go find you an animal, and then we'll tell you about the first animal on this list. What have you got here, son?
Just, you know, some deer, the casual, usual.
How many?
Too many to count.
There's got to be at least 50 right there. Some more big ones over there, but you can see we've got some. So how nice was that? We got all those red deer over there, absolutely wicked, looking so cool. And we've also got a little white coloured fallow deer as well, looking fantastic. But now we're going to talk about this top 5, and coming in at number 5 is going to be an interesting one, and something I bet you didn't really know about, and that is going to be peacocks. Yeah, that's right, we have peacocks here in London, and it's quite a weird one, I'm not going to lie to you. Here in Holland Park, you can go and see some free-ranging, sort of wild peacocks just knocking about. Now, they can escape if they want to. They can go run around the roads if they so wish to do so, but they might end up on someone's dinner plate and a bit flat, so not the best. But they stay around Holland Park. It's quite a nice park in general, and they usually display for everybody around there, and it's just so cool to see these peacocks just free ranging around. You don't need to pay to get in, you just head to Holland Park, there's a tube station right there, and then in you go, find yourself a little peacock, and they're wicked, mate. Now we've moved on away from the deer to this lake right here. Some interesting things there. We've got some Egyptian geese, some Canadian geese, we've got a pochard there, some mandarins out in the distance, and some other mallards and all the other fun stuff, having a little great time, and obviously a big plane in the background. But you might be able to hear up this way, number 4 on the list, and that is going to be the ring-necked parakeet. Now, these guys are not exactly the rarest of things in London. Now, around the country, in certain areas, they can be considered quite rare. But here in London, they're absolutely flipping everywhere. You can hear one just coming over my head now. They're everywhere, mate. The best places to see these guys, and you can even do something really cool, which is hold them. The best places for that is probably Hyde Park or St James's Park. Now, you can come to Richmond Park like we are today, and you'll see them flying about everywhere. But if you want to get up close, take yourself some seeds, get an apple or something, hold your hand out near the Peter Pan statue in London, and you will be able to have parakeets fly down to you and eat off your hand. Wild, free, amazing, proper cool stuff right here in London. One thing I will say about London is there's so much stuff down here that you can come and see. We've got grebes just there, an egret's just flown off, a little coot, all these ducks and that, all this water birds. Over on that island, cormorants, flipping all sorts down here. And obviously the main thing we've done to do today in Richmond Park is the deer, the red deer, fallow deer. It's just sick, so much stuff. Like if you're in London, come here, it's wicked, wildlife everywhere. Right, so while I'm down here as well by this pond and the other pond over there in Richmond Park, let's talk to you about number 3 on this list of things you can see in London for free and that are rare, and I've butchered that, so we'll just carry on anyway. Terrapins is the next one, right? We've talked about terrapins a little bit before. Freshwater turtles, usually you can find them in things like this, or most popularly down here in London, it's on the Regent's Canal. They can be seen on sort of like logs like this, basking in the sun, or like that one over there, and just chilling out, having a great time, especially when the sun's out. Now though, as it's coming through to winter, they're going to hide a little bit. They'll sort of drop down and disappear out of sight. But in the summer times when it gets warm, they'll be on logs like this, and you'll be like, oh, flipping turtle in the UK, in London. Bit weird. Now they came because people own them as pets, and they thought, do you know what, don't want this anymore, chucked it out. And it was back when like Ninja Mutant Ninja Turtle, what is it?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Yeah, that one. And people sort of like found that craze, and they wanted their little turtle to go and be one of them, so they chucked them out into all sorts of water and weird stuff. But London is the hot spot. If you want to come and find turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles down in London, here's the place to be. So that was number 3 on the list. We'll get to number 2 in a minute, but he's seeing something quite interesting over in the distance. What is it, mate?
More deer.
More deer, more red deer over there, but he's excited because there's some big males, and obviously the big males have big antlers, they look wicked, and hopefully they fight, because it's the rutting season. We want to see some action. We want to see it kick off down here. State in my hair as well, what's going on there? So we found ourselves in like real close proximity to these red deer. There's one there, mate, he looks wicked, and he knows it as well. He's just sort of standing there looking all regal and that. Got one just chilling here, which was just right down there, we didn't even see it. Wicked. There's loads more as well. Looking good, ain't they, boss? Now while this is going on, we're getting all of this footage of the red deers again over here. I'm going to tell you about number 2 on the list, and it's going to be pelicans. That's right, we've got pelicans in the UK. Now they're in a specific place in London, and it's St James's Park, which is like next to Downing Street and all the big touristy spots. So if you are a tourist, you can get yourself to St James's Park. There's a big rock in the middle of the lake, and right there is where they like to hang out. There's like 4 or 5 of them, and a few of them can't fly. They've had their wings clipped, but I think one of them can, and he makes the odd trip to the London Zoo to go and get fed. Now these birds do get fed as well. They're looked after. They're not technically wild or anything, but they are free to roam around St James's Park and do their thing. It's a really cool thing to see in London. It's a really cool thing to get some pictures of as well. Pelicans just here. And did you know the UK actually had its own native pelican for a long time? How interesting is that? Would you believe it? We found some more deer and he couldn't be more happier.
Tell you what though, kids, this is a good place in London, I can't lie. It's one of my favourite places in London. There's less people around here than anywhere else in London. It's green, it's good, isn't it? And the sun's out, makes it even better. But if you're in like the London area, get yourself down here. Oh my days, it's wicked down here. Loads of animals everywhere. The deer look mad impressive. There's not that many people. And it's quiet. Ah, oh, so good. Now before we get into number one on this list, we've got some honourable mentions that we need to talk about. Yeah. Some interesting stuff you can see for free in London.
Plenty of stuff we've seen today. We've seen grebes, we've seen the Egyptian geese, we've seen, well, poachards.
Cormorants as well.
Yeah,
really interesting things. Mandarin ducks, we haven't actually filmed one, but we've seen them.
Yeah, we've seen them.
Green woodpeckers around Richmond Park as well. Yeah. Tawny owls, and another interesting one.
The little owl.
The little owls, little dinky little owls, which again we've not seen any of, but
yeah, sadly.
Yeah, they are in Richmond Park though, so if you do get yourself down here, have a look in the trees, look in the forks, you might see yourself a tiny little owl. There is also some really cool animals you can see that you're probably thinking, what? Hang on a second. You can see down here in London for free painted dogs, warthogs, monkeys, and the last one, which is going to be number one, the Aesculapian snake. But this one's wild.
The others aren't wild though, so don't get your hopes up.
Still pretty cool though, isn't it?
Listen very carefully. There are mandarin ducks just around here. They sound like normal mallards, but
almost like deeper from the throat. It's quite a weird sound, but
there are a couple around there.
I'm gonna try and get some footage for you, because I flipping love mandarin ducks. Well, there you go, we saw some mandarin ducks, looked really pretty. It's just this whole area. I mean, it's called like the Isabella plantation. It's actually well nice around here. Proper nice, look at that tree there. Beautiful, it's got the autumn colours as well. So we've got the yellows, we've got purples and the reds. It looks really cool, yeah, nice. Anyway, right, let's talk about animals again. Number one on this list is going to be the Aesculapian snake. Now, as I've already mentioned, you can see the painted dogs, the hunted dogs, the African hunted dogs. You can see monkeys, you can see camels from the other side of the Regent's Canal, and you can also see the warthogs for free, right, on the Regent's Canal. But also, this wild one, this is the Aesculapian snake. These are a non-native snake. They shouldn't be in this country, but they are, and it's really quite interesting. If you walk along the Regent's Canal towards the zoo and around the zoo, not only will you see those animals in the zoo for free, but you also might have a chance of seeing an Aesculapian snake along the path.
So imagine something like this, and you've got just down here, you may see yourself an Aesculapian snake.
And that is right in the heart of London, and something I think which is incredible to be seeing right here. Now hopefully that's inspired you to get out in London and try and find some wildlife. There's lots of stuff down here to be seen, lots of interesting stuff, lots of rare stuff, and lots of beautiful stuff as well. Anyway, that is going to do it in this video. If you've enjoyed it, don't forget to hit like. Also, comment in the comment section down below. What do you think of the list? Have you seen these things in London? For now though, I've been Cookie. Head over to the shop, grab yourself a t-shirt, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.